Hi, this is Craddock. Some questions that I ask myself when I'm looking at a new piece of software are: who is the software written for? What does it do? How well does it do it? And what makes it special? Why would I need this? In this short video, I'll show you a quick overview of fotoBiz and try to answer all of these questions to help you decide if the program is a fit for your business. fotoBiz was written for freelance photographers, primarily those who work in different disciplines, who probably do both stock and assignment work, and now even possibly some video shooting. The core purpose of fotoBiz is to help you manage your clients and your paperwork. Like it or not, the business of photography in this age of dealing with big business requires a lot of paperwork. The problem with most freelance photographers is that you often work by yourself or with minimal help and just don't have the time to handle the extra paperwork along with your marketing and shooting. fotoBiz was written to define your needs and solve them with as little input from you as possible, leaving you time to create the assets that will make you money. The correct paperwork makes you look professional, and it also protects you and your client from misunderstandings about what you're actually selling or licensing and what the client is paying for. As you generate the documents for your client, the invoices, the assignment estimates, the stock quotes, fotoBiz works in the background to automatically assemble information and tools that you will need to profit in your business. For instance, fotoBiz keeps track of the income that you make from licensing of individual stock images. We remind you when the licenses for those images are expiring. You can click a button for the expiring licenses, and fotoBiz will generate an email for you to send to your client telling them about the expiration and offering them a chance to renew. It's a great source of additional income. In addition to the paperwork that fotoBiz helps you create for your clients, the program also gives you a set of tools that you can use to find new business and new profits. You won't find these tools in any other program of this kind. fotoQuote, the industry standard guide for pricing stock and assignment photography, is built into fotoBiz. In the new fotoBiz X, you can automatically have your selected fotoQuote usages added directly to your assignment estimates, stock quotes, and invoices. It's a real time saver. If you shoot stock, there's a feature in fotoBiz that will help you decide which of your stock shoots are making you money and which aren't. fotoBiz lets you document your self-assigned stock productions. You'll fill out a worksheet with the expenses of your shoot. You can also put in notes about the shoot and print a sheet that you can take with you for reference when you're shooting. fotoBiz will track all of your sales from these images in this shoot, and you can see the profit and loss at any point in time. This is a great resource to help you plan the types of self-assignments that will be financially successful for you in the future. Besides your main contact database, fotoBiz now includes a separate prospect database to help you with your marketing. fotoBiz has over 30 pre-written templates that will quickly help you communicate with your clients. Just select a template, make a few changes to match your situation, and click Send. You can add templates or modify the ones that we give you to match your business needs. The new magazine database has additional fields where you can enter information about the magazine's photo editors and designers, writer and photographer submission guidelines, notes on the type of articles the magazine runs, and notes about the magazine's contract. In Gear, you can keep track of your equipment, print packing lists sorted by camera bag, listing the total weight of the bag, and optionally, the initial cost and replacement cost of your equipment. You can also easily print lists for your insurance agent. That's a quick look at just a few of the new fotoBiz X features, but now let's look at the core of the program, your clients and forms. You can enter your clients one at a time, or you can import a group of them. To find the client you want to work with, you can use the traditional Find button, but a faster way is to use the index at the bottom of the client screen. Once you have your client, any of their past transactions are listed in these tabs. The history log shows everything you've done with that person. You can also quickly go to any assignment estimate, invoice, stock quote, or submission. Just click on the document you want to open. For your stock, still assignment, or video assignment requests, fotoBiz lets you print out order forms that you can use to make notes as you talk to your client. The forms remind you of the important questions to ask. To create a new stock quote for this client, click the Create New Document button at the bottom left of the screen panel and select Stock Quote from the drop-down list. Give your quote a job title and fill out any other necessary information. The easiest way to add usages to your quote is to let fotoQuote do it directly. Click the fotoQuote button and choose the usage to match the client's requests. When you choose a usage, an image license window opens. We've improved the way that fotoBiz handles image licenses. We used to create a license that applied to the entire stock submission, but now because a single submission can be made up of so many different usages with so many different parameters, we help you create a license for each usage. You might have a single submission with one or several images that includes something like web use for 6 months, brochure use for 1 year, and an annual report cover for 1 year. fotoBiz can handle the complexity of a license like this easily. Just fill in the parameters that you're granting. You don't need to fill in everything, just the specific items that you want to show up on your license. If you're going to include a thumbnail with a quote, select it first. fotoBiz will use the metadata stored in the image to fill in several fields automatically. You can control what fields the metadata points to in the Metadata Import Preferences tab here at the bottom of the screen. Generally speaking, the right panel in the Edit window is about your license. The left panel lets you add items that will appear in your digital delivery memo, something that you can email to your client, letting them know of the specific files you're sending to them. The delivery memo is something else that fotoBiz creates for you automatically from the information that you add here. The license you build here isn't granted with the quote. It tells the client the rights that they'll be getting when they license the image from you. The delivery memo doesn't apply to the quote either, but since fotoBiz lets you turn a successful quote into an invoice, and since the idea is to enter your information only once and then let us do the rest of the work through this transaction, handling all of an image's details here one time is the best way to minimize the time you'll spend on the computer. Remember your stock productions? This is where you assign your image sales to the production. Just choose the production from the menu. Again, we don't apply the sales information here in the quote since nothing is sold, but when this information is carried to the invoice you might create, the sale is posted. Once you have your usages, if there are additional charges that you need to list, you can add them here at the bottom of the screen. You can select the charges from the drop-down menu or type them in directly. But fotoBiz has a new feature, the product browser, that really speeds up entry. Click this button and the left panel shows the product catalog, grouped by category. Click on the items that you want to add to the quote. Items that have been added already have a blue background. Click the Browse Products button again to hide the products list. You can work your way down the buttons on the left to finish your quote. Since most of these documents will probably be emailed to your clients as PDFs, you can add an optional message to your client if you want it to be included on your quote. Also, if you want to include a job description, you can add it here. Any description that might be useful in the future can be saved as a template and recalled later. By default, fotoBiz is set up to create a license for you automatically as you add usages to your quote. You can make edits to your license here. You can choose the terms, if any, that you want to include on your quote here. Manage Products lets you see and edit your product catalog. And you can choose what you want to include on your printed quote here in the Print Options window. We have the quote filled out. Let's go back to the Line Items window and print it. Back on the main contact screen, we can see this quote listed here for this client. After the client gets back to you about the quote and hopefully wants to license one or more images, just come back to this tab and click on the quote to go to it. Click the Create Invoice button and fotoBiz creates an invoice and transfers all of the information to the quote to your new invoice. Delete, edit, or add items and print the invoice for your client. Once an invoice has been created from a quote, you can jump back and forth easily with these buttons. I'll go back to the main client screen so you can see that this invoice is listed in the Invoices tab for this client. The invoice is shown as open because there's still money due on it. When the client pays the invoice, just come back to this tab and click on the invoice to go to it. To post a payment, click on the Payments tab and select a payment date and fill in the other fields. If the invoice is paid in full, fotoBiz offers to close it for you. Assignments are handled in a similar way. Let's take a quick look at one I've started. Instead of starting with a stock quote, assignments start with an assignment estimate, and then go through the same process once the estimate's accepted to convert it into an invoice. Filling out the estimate is similar to what we just did with the stock quote. The assignment estimate, though, is more product-driven than image-driven. The product browser works the same way, and so do most of the buttons on the left of the screen. If your method of billing uses the model of creative fees and usages, you can add the usages here at the bottom of the screen. You can click the plus to add them by hand, but again, the easiest way to do this is to use fotoQuote to add them directly. Assignments often require an advance payment before work begins. You can create and print an invoice for the advance in this tab. Once the advance is paid, come back to this tab and post it. fotoBiz will then post the payment for you on the invoice when you create one from the estimate. There are things I didn't cover, like the lists and tracking screen. This is where you get an overall view of everything in your program. You can run reports from these screens. This is also where you'll be able to track licenses that are expiring and to see how much you've made from individual images. You can also compare your self-assignment production costs to the income from licensing the resulting images. This has been a quick look at the new fotoBiz X. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to hearing from you.